Hello everybody. Modded Doom is awesome. I was making mods for Doom back in the day during the game's first decade, still playing mods to this day. So, over 30 years after the original release, and Machine Games' Night Dive's re-release of Doom in the Kex engine is the current flavor that new players are guided into. Unlike previous generations where people had to learn to install and play mods for themselves, the Kex engine includes a mod loader that people can upload to. For someone just getting started, this is a great idea and will allow them to experience a somewhat authentic original Doom with updated resolutions at a bare minimum of effort. But if that were the best way to play Doom, then this would be a YouTube short. So today we're going to be going over how to set up, configure, and play a modified Doom. The suggestions I'll be throwing out here are debatable, as Doom has one thing in abundance, and that is the options to customize the experience yourself. I can only tell you what works for me, and if that helps you, great. Unlike all my other modding videos, you don't even need to own a legal copy of Doom to be able to do a lot of what I enjoy in this game. You'll miss out on some of my favorite levels if you don't, but there is so much enjoyment you can get out of this game without spending any money at all. First thing you'll want to do is do a search and find the ZDL GitHub. You'll find the LC Ferrum page, go to releases, and download the Windows version for most people's setups, or Linux if you're using a Steam Deck. Just unpack the zip file anywhere you want and run the program from there. My personal preferred structure is to create a Doom folder and place ZDL inside of that. Then create another folder inside of that called Doom files. Inside of there, creating another folder called I-Wads. This directory structure is not necessary. It only really helps me not get confused with what all of these different files are. In reality, any of these files can be anywhere on your PC. Next, you want to go to your installation folder of Doom on either Steam or GOG and grab the Doom and Doom.wad files. In Steam, if you right-click on Doom on your Steam library, then go to Properties, then select Installed Files, then click Browse. On GOG, click the little box at the top and go to Manage Installation and Show Folder. Either of these options will open your File Explorer. If for any reason you can't see file extensions in Windows, for example, Doom.wad may just show up as Doom for some reason, you'll need to enable file extensions. On Windows 10, you can do this by clicking View at the top and making sure file extensions is checked. If you're on a different version of Windows, you'll have to look that up yourself. Once you've located Doom and Doom2.wad, you're going to want to copy those files into that Doom files directory under WADs, or wherever you want to keep them, independent of your Steam or GOG installations. In the event you don't have Doom, you can look up FREEdoom, one word. FREEdoom Phase 1 and FREEdoom Phase 2 are free open source replacements for Doom 1 and 2's WAD files. There are some limitations to FREEdoom. For example, some mod levels may not look exactly right due to texture differences. And while FREEdoom does have a complete suite of levels, they are not the same levels that came with Doom. Next, grab the actual programs that will run Doom. In the past, the recommendation for people looking to have an authentic vanilla experience was ironically named Chocolate Doom. This is basically as close as you can get to vanilla without experiencing the issues of vanilla. From there, however, Crispy Doom has some extra options. Again, a very authentic experience. The two primary engines I recommend grabbing for modding are ZGDoom and Zandronum. Both have Windows and Linux ports. GZDoom is the primary engine for single-player experiences, and Zandronum is the primary for multiplayer experiences, be them either co-op or versus. And that's it for the overview. There should be a link in a pinned comment with download links for all of the things I talk about here. From here, we'll move over to highlights of a live stream I did where I showed off ZDL and how to configure it. What we've done is we've created a Doom folder. In the Doom folder, we have Launcher, where we installed ZDL, the Doom launcher. Basically, all you need to do is install ZDL into its own folder, doesn't matter where. What we're going to do with ZDL specifically is we're going to grab a source port from our engines list, in this case, Crispy Doom, and we're just going to take Crispy Doom's executable, into the source ports list. So that's Crispy Doom. And then we'll do the same thing, Standalone, and for GZDoom. We see all the source ports are here, and anytime we want to play on any of them, they are now accessible here in the side. Doesn't matter where these files are, by the way. ZDL can be located anywhere on your computer. The engines can be located anywhere on your computer. You can like use an executable to install them into like program files or whatever. And as long as you just drag the executable over into the source ports section, it'll be there to use. No problem. Next up, we got the I-Wads. I-Wads are basically just full video games. So in this case, Doom 1 and Doom 2. We would drag those into the I-Wads section over here, and then they will show up in the launch config. So we can now go ahead and do Crispy Doom with the Ultimate Doom and launch. And it's capable of running both Doom and Doom 2. We saw that Crispy Doom can run both Doom 1, Doom 2, no problem. What we're going to do is we're going to start dragging in other I-Wads, specifically FREEdoom and FREEdoom 2. If you didn't own Doom, you can run FREEdoom instead. So let's, within Crispy Doom, we're going to launch FREEdoom. And FREEdoom is a replacer for Doom. It is a legally distinct version of Doom, as you can see. That's an imp. Those are normal soldiers. Legally distinct Doom. Now, you may think, well, this is way too different from the original. Why would you want something like this? And well, the answer is that you can take FREEdoom and you can take Doom mods and you can play them. In other words, if there's a Doom mod that you're very interested in, or a Doom 2 mod that you're very interested in, and you don't own Doom, you can substitute the Ultimate Doom with FREEdoom, and you can substitute Doom 2 with FREEdoom Phase 2, and they will work 99% of the time. Occasionally, one of like the textures will be off or something like that. It won't look right. It's not that big a deal. So, this is GZDoom. You can look up and down. You can jump elements from the GZDoom engine. The first thing I recommend, always and forever, whenever you enter GZDoom for the first time, I'm going to go up to one of these baddies here. Here, hold on. Okay, so this guy right here, look at the way he looks like he's made of Vaseline or something. He's just covered in it, right? What you need to do is go to Options. And under Options, we need to go to, I think it's, yeah, Display Setting. Okay, Display Options. Vulkan is the best engine, you bet. The rendering API, I mean. But what we need to do is go down to the texture filter mode and change it from trilinear to none. Those crispy pixels allow us to actually make out fine details on the characters as opposed to being a smoothed mess. In my opinion, it's better. It'll be up to you to decide what to use, obviously. In theory, if you had a CRT monitor, those pixels would blend together in a more organic way. But as you can see, the crispy pixels look a lot better. For the most part, GZDoom is the one that's going to run most of the mods. Zhakaron is going to run multiplayer if you need multiplayer. And Crispy Doom is going to give you an authentic vanilla experience with as close to the launch version of the game as possible. And next, we're going to grab in Plutonia and TNT. So Plutonia and TNT are a bit different. These are Final Doom. Order is important. TNT Evolution first. Half of Final Doom. Final Doom is a release that was it was basically a paid mod. It was an expansion pack made by a third-party studio. Plutonia is basically the second half of Final Doom. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to grab from the I-Wads Castlevania. We're going to put the Castlevania WAD in there. So this is an example of a modded I-Wad, meaning that it does not require Doom. It just requires the GZDoom engine, and that's it. So Castlevania Simon's Destiny. Let's launch that right now. This does not require you to own Doom. All you have to do is download it in the GZDoom engine and you can be playing. Point is, Castlevania Simon's Destiny is a game that runs in the Doom engine, but it is technically not Doom. That's all you need to know. We can now start going into external files. First things first, let's go over to Doom files, and we will grab Brutal Doom and run it with the Ultimate Doom I-Wad. There we go. You can see right here, Brutal Doom changes some of the existing levels a little bit. You notice there's glass here, and there's a vehicle outside. Yeah, Brutal Doom has a tendency to change the levels around a little bit. But if you go to Options Controls, you can see how Brutal Doom has kicks, dual-wielding special action. Okay. Oh, as you can see, giblets everywhere. We'll go over to Project Brutality, PB Staging. We can drag folders, whole folders, right here. It says external files. We drag the whole folder in, and so all of these data files and folders are being processed by the engine. So in this case, this is PB Staging. So we're going to double-click on Brutal Doom to unload it. Brutal Doom won't be loaded, but Project Brutality will be. Project Brutality used to be a fork of Brutal Doom back in the day, but it is not anymore. I would say that Brutal Doom has better bosses, down to earth, more grounded, whereas Project Brutality is just all over the place. It has a tendency to treat you more like Doom Eternal or Doom 2016. You tend to be flying around quite a bit more. So you'll notice that Project Brutality is very different from classic Doom or even Brutal Doom. It does its own thing. It originally was based off of Brutal Doom, but it has since kind of pivoted and become its own thing. Now, the first thing you need to do is go into Controls, Quick Melee / Execution, Activate Weapon Special, Equipment Wheel, Dash, it's Alt. Okay. Do we do that? Yeah. Okay, fair enough. The replacement monsters, if we go into Project Brutality settings, can be altered. So, if we change the global spawn rules, for example, we can see different tiers of monsters. The idea is as you progress through the game, it goes up a tier. From tiered progression, you can actually set it to Death Wish, which is the hardest spawns all the time, or Chaotic Random. I like Chaotic Random myself. I find that the most fun, because you never know what kind of monsters you'll run into. You got Brutal Doom, which is more grounded most of the time, but has extremely fun boss battles, right? It turns the boss battles into giant spectacle fights. They are really, really good in Brutal Doom. Project Brutality makes the entire game high-flying, kind of like Doom Eternal, but also the grittiness you'd expect from Brutal Doom. So with those out of the way, let's grab Guncaster and grab the 2 PK3 files. Whenever you notice something that has multiple PK3 files, you'll want to find out which one the main one is and what the add-ons are and kind of order them. So in this case, GC add-on needs to be underneath. So we use this arrow to kind of put Guncaster on the top, and then the add-on will overwrite things from Guncaster as it needs to. That's how you basically assign priority in the engine. Use these little arrows and it'll load the files in the order you want them to. The Guncaster, I should say. So Guncaster. It's not like normal Doom. What we're going to do now is go to Mod Controls. And you'll notice that there are non-mandatory controls versus mandatory controls. Spell wheel, inventory wheel, weapon wheel, okay. Kind of burn those guys to death. Call shopkeeper, there it is, okay. So we want to get that ready. Yeah, hold on. There we go. There you go. And you can basically buy certain abilities with the gold you picked up from killing enemies. Let's go over to the shop. I would like to buy Galoot. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I got it now. Okay, I selected it. Cool. So now I have a spell that lets me throw goop. See, acid. And so, as you can see, Boom. Just finished up Brutal Doom, Project Brutality, Guncaster, right? And so if we go back over to Doom files, now let's pull out another WAD file that requires Doom. The Legend of Doom. Here we go. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Gotta kill those Octoroks. Buy something, will ya? I don't have... I have 4 rupees. I can't afford any of this. We're almost there. We're almost there. Here we go. We're in the dungeon. Kill the bats. Get the key. All of that said, there is Legacy of Rust. And so for those who are unaware, it requires Doom 2. And this is an official expansion pack by Night Dive Studios. Machine Games. You want to put this in order of ID 1.wad first, followed by wep, and then res, and then .res. Yeah, just like that. So that gets you the Night Dive expansion pack that came with the new Doom remaster or re-release or whatever you want to call it, the Doom 1+2 collection on Steam and on GOG. I happen to have it on GOG myself, but you know. Yes. So let's assume for a second you wanted to use those specific setups, but then you wanted Project Brutality. So we'll do that right now. We'll run those with Project Brutality. Okay, moving along. We got this right there. Kill him. Back the hell off. Whoop. Yeah. This is the... yeah, buckshot. And then I wanted to do that, yeah. Close all this stuff up, and we're going to talk about the Maps of Chaos next. So, this is Maps of Chaos Overkill. Let's uncheck Project Brutality and just run Maps of Chaos, nothing else. So on the Maps of Chaos, it changes like E1M1. And you think, oh, hey, that's kind of weird. And you'd be right, it is kind of weird. When we go through here, we end up in the starting area for E1M1. You can kind of see how that works. Whoop. I was trying to blow up that barrel. But you notice that it's the same E1M1, but it's also a lot bigger. A lot bigger. And it has a bunch of side paths. And these side paths contain more monsters. So instead of just going this way, you can go over here, and there's just a whole ton of side paths, and it expands all, not all of the levels in the game, but most of the levels in the game. Go over to Doom 2, but leave the Maps of Chaos enabled, because the Maps of Chaos is a mod for both Doom 1 and Doom 2. That means if we go over here to Ultraviolence, you notice that there's a lot more monsters here. A lot more monsters. There you go. Look at these side areas. And you can kind of see how, just how expanded that was. Now, I'm dead right away because, lol. But you see, that's, it's much bigger than the original level. So we go over to FREEdoom, and we have the Maps of Chaos enabled. As you can see, the textures are a bit different. But we're playing FREEdoom on what is essentially the original maps, but expanded. FREEdoom. Maps of Chaos. Project Brutality. We're assuming you don't own Doom. But that doesn't matter too much. Because, as you can see, it uses the Project Brutality's updated sprites. Which means we're playing the original maps, but expanded with the original monsters, but expanded. And you don't even need to own a copy of Doom to do it. But yeah, we'll go Corruption cards with the Ultimate Doom. Corruption cards pop up, and we're basically given a selection of modes. In Standard mode, you will get an option of 3 cards for every level. That card is temporary for that level specifically. Every third level, you'll get a permanent card that lasts the entire campaign. Hardcore mode is the one that I usually run, where you get a permanent card for the entire campaign, basically. And every level, it just compounds on top of each other again and again and again. I like this one the most. Daily Challenge, which is a special seed of randomization that is synchronized to all players based on the day, meaning that every single person who does Daily Challenge, the exact same loadout. And then custom, you can build your own loadout. So we go with standard, and there's different types: regular, balanced, new friends, science project, treacherous world, or regular. My favorite is new friends because I always like new and interesting monsters. But that's just me. Treacherous World is also pretty good, but we'll run on balanced, which is all options. You'll notice that high voltage enchantment is the former human will electrocute nearby players. Monsters explode violently on death. You don't want to be too close to enemies with that. And then find Daisy before exiting the level or else. So we go over to high voltage enchantment where monsters can now electrocute nearby players. And so we go over here and we can kind of see that they will zap me. You see that? That is an enchantment that is built into the monsters now. It's pretty damn good. Yep. Former humans consume corpses to gain extra health. This one, Monster Gang. A gang of zombie men may appear. One monster is cursed, exploding into infested spiders. Mystery eggs! Adds lots of eggs that contain question mark, question mark, question mark. Isn't that great? You see an egg right there? Boom! Yeah. If you think that's kind of crazy, what's inside? Don't know. You have no idea what's gonna pop out. There's an imp! Treacherous World. Look at this. Mystical urns. They give a random enchantment to a monster when destroyed. Look back in there. Go. Mystery urns. There you go. See, if you destroy that, it will give a buff to a nearby monster. So you need to avoid breaking those pots as a part of your gameplay. Science project. We can see, what do you call it? The masquerade, where monsters are disguised as items. Former humans become, they become sentry guns. And, monsters explode violently on death. Let's go with the masquerade. There's an ammo there. You see that? See that ammo shell? I'm gonna shoot it. It's that med pack. Which I can kind of... it's only because I know this level so well that I can do that. But if you try to run over one of those bonus items, like this one, it suddenly becomes the monster. Yeah. Doom prop hunt. Yeah, okay, so we keep corruption cards on. Let's get the maps of chaos down here. So, maps of chaos, and then I'd like to go with Brutal Doom. And so we're going to do that. We're going to do Brutal Doom, like maps of chaos with corruption cards, as an example. We're going to launch that. And, okay. This is maps of chaos, corruption cards on Brutal Doom. So, what do we get? Monster Gang occasionally appears. There we go. And now, as we go through, you can kind of see how brutal this is. Whoop. Look at all those giblets fly. That's like maps of chaos, Brutal Doom, Project Brutality, Project Brutality and Brutal Doom are mutually exclusive. But, oh. The last thing I'll be talking about is Doomseeker. Doomseeker is a server browser in the vein of the old Quake Spy or GameSpy system, but it is specifically for Doom. While the Windows installer for Zandronum comes with Doomseeker, you can also get it from doomseeker.drdteam.org. Under Downloads, you'll be able to check your operating system, Mac OS, Ubuntu, or Windows. Note that if you're using a Steam Deck, you should be able to get a flat pack for Zandronum on the Discover store. Doomseeker includes its own installation for FREEdoom, so you don't need to own Doom to play Doom online with friends, as well as a WAD Seeker utility to help you find the mods that a particular server is using. And for people who just want to play with their friends, a create game option. While all of the options are important, you should look under server where you can set a connect password so that only your friends can join you. While the Night Dive Studios re-release in the Kex engine does have proper crossplay support for very basic gameplay, if you're going to play modded Doom online with friends, this is the way to do it. Modded Doom allows you to do so much more than what I covered in this video. I want it to be very clear that the list of mods available to people is by no means complete here. This is just what I have a tendency to use more often than not. If you are a Doom veteran who has somehow stumbled upon this video, consider leaving the names of your favorite mods as well as a description as to why someone should get them. I mainly made this video for people who watched my live streams and went, "How do I do that?" This is how you do it. I hope this video helps more people get into really fun modified Doom experiences. Again, there'll be a link in the video description or pinned comment or somewhere getting you to the mods I've used here. Beyond that, check the links on screen for more content, and I'll see you all next time. Where did I learn all this? Time. I've been playing Doom for 30 years. Seriously, I didn't get to it when it released in 1993. I had to wait a couple months, and so 1994 is when I started Doom. So the answer is 30 years experience in Doom playing. Doesn't sound very impressive when you break it down like that. Anyway,